Hello, everybody. My name is Christian. I'm the Disruptive Chef Entrepreneur, and welcome to the Disruptive Chef Entrepreneur Show. Again, my name is Christian, and today I want to pull back the curtain on something I believe is the single most underutilized yet powerful asset in the business. Whether you in food service, or if you are in product development, or even if you're in consulting, and the single most underutilized tool is brand storytelling. So today we're going to talk about that your story matters, how to craft it so people feel it, and practical step on how to start building it. And the cool thing is, um, we want to do it so you get connection, you get loyalty, and you make revenue. So with that, again, my name is Christian. If you haven't done so, like today's episode. And if you haven't done so, click today's notification bell so you know every single time we have a new episode coming up. So, most companies are obsessed with the features of their products. How often do you hear that? Features, features, features. They feature their product, their benefit, their services. And the problem is the fastest way to sound like everybody else. Isn't that the truth? People don't buy the best product. They buy product that they feel connected to, a story that gives your business heartbeat and humanizes you. It gives people something they can really rally behind it. And you know what? If you think about brands you love, like for me, Apple, Patagonia, or even a small local bakery, the product is important. But what you remember is the storytelling and how it makes you feel. And that's for me one of the most important things on this. And you know what? When you share why you do what you do, and then also how you got started or how you see those challenges and all of the things you're fighting for, you can give your customers a chance to see themselves not just in your action, they can see themselves in your mission. And then when that happens, price becomes secondary. And we see this all the time. So I want to talk to you a little bit about the elements of a powerful brand story. And the reason I'm sharing this with you, because this is what I went through all last year. I hired a new marketing person for all of this. And for me, that was a real learning curve because for me, like so many people, I talked about benefits, but why you should buy it, you know? And so what I found is totally different. So, what does an effective brand or story brand really look like? Let's break it down into a really simple framework that you can use right now, today, tomorrow, and moving forward. And I break it down into 5 different sections. And section 1 is origin. And that's really simple. How did it all start? And what is the problem you want to solve? Really simple. Second thing is the struggle. What obstacles did you face? And what most not just broke you, but what was the thing which you struggled with the most? Then you get into level 3, which is breakthrough. What insight, what movement, what moment, and what innovation changed everything? That was probably the hardest thing for me. And then the final 2 are mission. What are you fighting for and why are you fighting for it now? And 5th is really simple. How can your customer be part of that story? And for me, and maybe it's a generational thing, for me, I really struggled with that. And the 5th point, which is so simple, how can your customers be part of your story? I didn't want them because for me, I kind of said, hey, if they gonna live through my story, they're in the same thing, and I don't want them to be in the same boat as I was. So let me give you an example. If you are a chef launching a new product line, the story isn't that I have a really awesome organic farm raised sauce. Your story is After 20 years in the kitchen, I saw that healthy food was something that people sought after and people were looking for. You know what? I lost most of the people's coming to the thing because not just because of health issue, because they realized and I realized that food has the power to change it. So I created a line that make eating clean effortless. And I'm inventing and I'm inviting you to be part of that movement. So, what story will you remember? What story will you repeat? And it's as simple as that. If there's something you talk about, if there's something you share and your customer can connect to it, that's what's all about. And again, it sounds so simple. And the reason I'm telling you is because I struggled with this for years. So, what are some practical steps you can use in that storytelling? So, let's make it actionable. So, here's how you can unleash your storytelling right now. So, you can do a platform like this. You can have a platform, or you should even audit your platforms. What does your website look like? What does your packaging look like? What does social media look like? Does your story show up? And, or is it just bullet points? So it's really super important. What are your platforms? And you probably heard it said, hey, do one or two and master them. And that's absolutely true because I used to be in all of them and now we're only in three. The second thing is create the founder's video. And that's was something I struggled with because I said, hey, people know me. They should know my founder's video. And that's usually a short video where you share your why in your own words, because then you put it into so your future client or the person you're trying to attract, your avatar, can relate to it. And it's front and center. And for me, that was the most powerful thing we did. And that should be somewhere around 2 to 2.5 minutes long. Okay, then train your team. Make sure that every person in your business can articulate your story and why they joined working for you. And from there, use stories everywhere in sales calls, sales pitches, emails, podcasts, interviews, whatever you do, reception. Because I honestly feel reception breeds recognition and we can't say our story often enough. And that's something I'm still working on today. And then final thing is how do you collect your customer stories? You know, your brand story gets stronger when you have customers that transformed. And that's as simple as that. And now when we go to the fourth point, what is impact? And for me, I don't like just impact, it's real impact. It's simple connection, simple community, simple growth. And if you do all of this and you want to do it right, there's a simple formula for that. And when you tell your story consistently, a few things happen. You stop competing only on price, number one. Second thing is you attract people who share your values and you create a community that not just loves you and what you stand for. And that's what it is. You want to have a community, not just a customer base. And it's simple as that. So in today's world, people crave authenticity. You know, I always use the example as we started this podcast. I always said, no, I don't want to be on this podcast. I don't like people, the way people, or the way I look, the way I sounded, and I didn't want people to judge me on it. And today, it's something I do, and I do it because I want to share from my heart. So, because today's customers, they're tired of polished ads, generic claims. What they want to know is what is the heart behind your business. And the best part is no one can copy your story. You heard it said so often that people can copy your product, they can't copy anything else. Now, I honestly believe if you do it right and you have that generic claim that's really comes from your heart, that's behind everything what I do as a business, no one can copy a story. And that's simple as that. So, in order to wrap up today's episode, I want you to reflect on a few things. What is the story you have been telling? It's as simple as that. What is the story you have been telling? Is it a story that actually wants people to take action? Is this something you think people actually want to hear? And how will you share it more boldly, more often, and starting not just this week, starting right now? How can you share your story? And please do it in the comment sections below. Why do you do what you do? What is the story you have been telling? What is the story you actually want to tell people? And do you think people want to actually hear it? So please share on the comments below. Share boldly, share often, and start of it right now. Remember, brand storytelling isn't marketing or just marketing. It's the art of making people care. And it's as simple as that. Because if you want help crafting or clarifying your story, or if you would like a chance to be on the show, reach out to me at christianfischer.com/podcast. Be more than happy to bring you on. And then also, I want to say thanks for listening. Thanks for disrupting, and thanks for supporting what I do. Because we doing it, and we have the word create written on it, because I honestly believe we creating conversation. I talk constantly about my desk here. I'm sitting on this triangle desk, and there was somebody who said to somebody, we need to build this triangle desk and we need to connect it to the Apple Watch. And when the Apple Watch then you need to stand, the whole desk goes up. Somebody said, this is amazing idea. And today I'm sitting here. So we create in conversation. So I want to say thanks for being here. Thanks for listening, and thanks for disrupting. My name is Christian. I'm the host of the Disruptive Chef Entrepreneur Show. And comment below, what will you do starting the day, starting right now? And how will you tell your story different? With that, I want to say thanks, and we see you next week. Thanks everybody for being here.